Hello, Divine Sunshiners. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Hello, Divine Sunshiners. I wanted to talk to you before you watch the video. In the video, I misspoke and stated a full moon in Cancer. However, this is a full moon in Capricorn. But the season is Cancer. So the information that is in the video is valid and important, especially what Spirit has brought to us, although the full moon is not in that sign. However, I'd want to bring to your attention that the full moon being in Capricorn is a sign that's known to be a very hard worker and one that's about the business and really understands and knows the difference between what's right and wrong and what needs to be done in order to get the job done. In what we have covered previously, and I do state that in the video, how last month we talked about freedom and gaining freedom, and we did a lot of retrospect and looking, and a lot of action was taken for us to get things in order. This month kind of carries on with this full moon of understanding of taking the lessons that we have learned and learning how to apply them to what's going now for this full moon, which is helping us to push and understand that it's all about we ate and we left no crumbs. So look at the video, enjoy, and understand, and keep in mind that although I'm saying a full moon in Cancer, I mean a full moon in Capricorn during Cancer season. All right, enjoy. Hello, and this is Divine Sunshine. So I had to change locations. I have water issues in my location of my office. So we're back at what's cooking in the kitchen. So we're back into this one. So I wanted to come and do the energy read for what's going on in the collective for this full moon energies in Cancer. When we talk about Cancer, my rising is in Cancer. My dad was Cancer. My grandmother was a Cancer. So Cancer, I'm pretty much that energy I'm very familiarized with. Cancers are very homebound. Everything is about the home. We're in the sign of Cancer too as well. I think it said the new moon might be in that too as well. And so anything that you're talking about, Cancers, this feeling and this concentration is about bringing things back to home, back to the center of things, about what feels home for you. When you click your heels 3 times and you think of home, you think of a place that love's overflowing. Where is it that your heart is driving you to really truly say, I've got to get back in touch with this thing here? I've been fooling myself. I've been out there, but there's no place like home. Some of the things that also when we talk about the Cancerian things, we know the Cancers are ones that when they walk, I always remember that, they don't walk in a single file line. They walk from left and right. So this is the times in which you would say the shadow aspect that you've got to work on is to really hone in that laser beam sharpness. I think some Mars or some other things is happening. The Mercury, Mars, the action we talked about, the things that I'll talk about what I know. The things that we were talking about last time, we was talking about that Mars energy, which is that taking of that action. The last time I talked to you is now let's take those lessons that we learned before, take those actions that we know that we need to use moving forward now with the information that we learned last, and now let's see how can we be able to stop the kind of going to the left, to the right, to the left, to the left, everything I own in the box to the left. And we probably have found ourselves in that time when we were trying to do some actions. We were packing up some people, or we were packing up some things and saying, this ain't gonna work. See you, boo-boo. So that is something that we, again, I'm gonna say period. So we were really trying to find some ways to put that period at the end, because we really are, and I'm seeing with kind of my population of the ones that I'm doing that would say, I ate but I left no crumbs. We're at this point when we're talking about doing things that we're really eating off the plate of life, and that, you know, it's like I've really been served thoroughly. I feel filled, and it's nothing left there, baby, because you've done the daggone thing. And this is where we're moving into the energies. What makes me feel that way when I do that? And I felt like that it's been eaten, it's been ate. And so this is where we are. We're trying to make sure that we put that period. It's nothing else left on the table. There's nothing else left for us to serve, honey. And so this is where we are. So when we're looking at the energies here, and another thing about cancers are very, I seem like hard exterior. I know that it's Kevin the Father. However, when it came to a real big softy on the inside, I mean, if I know you, you got me. I mean, literally, you got the shirt off of my back here. You know, if you good in there, you good. You in like Flynn, that's it. You my boo, that's my bro, that's it. So this is something that, again, we are working with those energies. So now looking at that's my little intro there. So now looking at this here, we have, what do you need to release? And I told you, we're getting that point that said, I ate and left no crumbs. We're really at this point where we're making sure that, hey, everything is gravy. Everything is where we need it to be at. But it's like, but if I ate and I left no crumbs, then that means, what did I have to release to let loose, or to relieve, or to, again, to gain? Because I'm thinking about, even when we're talking about then, I'm thinking about the process of digestion. And I've had some digestive issues here earlier. And when we're talking about eating and taking in order for you to take in something, you got to release. Because otherwise that, you'll just be, I'm thinking about Elvis Presley. It's like, okay, I'm constipated, sorry for this view, and I ain't been able to release it. So it's all backed up. It's right here. Energy. You have to be able to, the obstacles I run into make me stronger. Right. And so now you've ran into some obstacles. I think last energy read that I had there, we're talking about actually putting some action towards it and really moving towards what we have to. And we're moving to this point of understanding that in our intuition and our awareness, we've got to really rely on that to understand what's good for me. That's the heart and mind coherence. You have to have that to make sure that both of your things are in alignment, and you really truly are, everybody's on board with it. Because you can agree to something and the heart would be like, I don't feel it in my heart, but my mind says yes, but it sounds smart. It's something that we actually need to do. You could do something that your mind is like, yes, it's smart, this is what we have to do, and your heart is like, I ain't got no passion for it, baby. You need to say, baby, bye to that. Bye, boo. So that is something that you have to really think about at this point of what I need to release, because is it truly moving me in my passion? Is it truly where I need to be? And so what we are moving into being destined is again, we're back on that freedom again, right? And that's what we talked about last time, moving into the movement of understanding. It's about our freedom. We want that freedom. You got to give as much as you take, whatever. And so, on this channel, I take lyrics and I flip them and remix them and put my own thing to it as well, like a gospel song that's got an up-to-date secular song on top of it. That's how I operate here. So we have that. So we're understanding that, again, that sometimes this destiny that we had, I talked to somebody, and this solitude is all about you. This is solo dolo. And this journey that you have really is about you. You're going to be the only one that's going to be able to understand where it is that you have to do. Nobody else is going to really truly understand what you're destined for, what you're supposed to be doing right now. And this is what this getting this push. I think we're getting to this point of understanding that I heard the man say, because I use understanding a lot. I watch my own videos and I've seen that. I've seen another guys do understanding and overstanding. So I was like, well, I don't feel bad. So really understanding that this is something that you have been coded, DNA coded. You're the only one that has the code to it. And it's really, come here, really for your understanding, ain't nobody else gonna get it. Ain't nobody gonna understand it. Why when they talked to you last month, you was selling Avon, but today you're like, nah, I'm out here selling homemade cookies because Spirit told me to. Because I got this bomb ass, kick ass chocolate chip cookies now. Well, I thought you was doing Mary Kay. Yeah, that was last month. Okay, I don't understand what this child on and what she doing. You getting to a point that say, no, that's just how me and Spirit operate. It's like, okay, today we doing this, tomorrow we gonna do this, and now you're understanding that just might just be your gift. That's how you roll. That's how you go. And this is where we understand this here, understanding and getting the overstanding, which means again I'm standing under it and I'm also over it too as well, and it's getting both ways from source and from Gaia or from Earth. This is again, and we're holding down an anchor in that this information and this knowingness that this is a road less traveled. This is what I said the other day. It was the opposite to Sean, and I was like, yeah, this is a road less traveled. He said, no, that's not really how it go. I think it was the opposite or something, and this is the road most traveled. And I said, no, you taking the less. But whatever it is here, this is understanding. This is a trip for one, not two. Moving from that, understanding that what's going to change for us, the life changes that we're going through, is this. We have two cards, which would be you are stronger than you know. To me, when I look at that, especially when we're talking about this bliss and what makes you really happy, I see here in this butterfly, why I say elephant? I see this in this butterfly where they're stating that it's got the color brown. There's some things that's got to be eliminated. One of them is how you think about yourself. Because if this is a journey or self, or for mankind of you understanding yourself, which is a party of one right now, is to truly getting understanding that things have got to go, and you being stronger than what you know that you are. You've got to eliminate those thoughts and processes and things that go against, that conflict with you with this knowingness. Because whatever it is that's in your bliss is going to help you to stand in your power. Because I see the yellow here and I see red here, and this is really truly has been, I see purple popping everywhere. What I really truly see now going on, if you're journeying, you're pretty much attracted to this channel, like I know that you are, that we're both on here. This thing that we're doing here is for these ancestors, like team ancestor that I got like on here. And we're not just doing this for ourselves, but we're here to clear some karma or some things, our bloodlines, to create them better. You've been the one that's been here to be the curse breaker, or the one who's breaking things and creating things new for your family. And this all goes into this. I would also like to say, when they say you are stronger than where you are, I see also ancestors behind you saying, we got your back. And to understand, you come from a long lineage of people in the past, in your family, that has been through so many obstacles and so many challenges to get them to where they are, to get you to where you are. Just like Oprah Winfrey said, we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. This here is also where we see that right now at this moment, it's just not, I've said this before on this channel, it's not just you standing there, it's you and 1,444, 1,041 others behind you, because that's the generations they become before you, or the people they had you to come to this moment to make up you. And so this is understanding that it's just not you. You have strength and power in numbers with the generations that are literally behind you that you cannot see, because this helps you with this color orange. You've got to really step into your manifestation and your connections that you're making, and making sure the connections that you are making are strong. Now, these connections you see that's going on now are ones in which are you see they're going to have, it's more meaning to them. Like I told my mom here, you even have connections to family or people that you know that they have opened up the scope in the other dimensions, that they've given them the green light, that even people that you might not even know, even just maybe in passing, are coming to help you if they feel like they can be able to add something to your table. So you could be even your boyfriend or ex, or I see 1411, or anybody just in passing that's your besties, and their mother might come to you and say, I'm here to help you with something. I see some things you're struggling with. I struggle with that in my life, and I think that what I know as far as knowledge, I can help you through this point right here. So there's going to be, I call it cross-referencing. It's going to be a lot of cross-referencing of souls or spirits that are going to be able to come and help you with this point. You're like, who are you? I don't even know you. You who's uncle? Oh, okay. Well, have a seat and help me out on whatever it is that you feel that you can. So that's a lot of that going on, because we're heading into your next thing, or this change that's going on with this energy with the moon. Especially when you get the moon, a lot of energies and the veils are opening in the other dimensions too as well. So keep that in mind, is spiritual growth. So with this spiritual growth that's happening here, we can feel that we've all come into it. And so we're in the, again, they told me pay attention to the months. The months mean what they mean as far as numerology, which is the number 7. July is 7. Excuse me, somebody has to release, so we know that. And so in order to get to spiritual growth, we got to release some of this old things, this toxin, this energy, and this thing again is going to bring those things into your life, because again, this is the moon in Cancer, which is letting you know those things that no longer serve you, that are not like family like, and they're not resonating on that energy of like, they're like family. If they don't feel like family, they either friend or foe, they got to go. And this is something as far as where we have, because we got the color brown here, and it's brown G orange, which again is about connections, which is the sacral. If I didn't say that before, orange is with that, with chakras. Got a lot of newbies on here. I've noticed my trends of populations of who is on here, and so I'll school you on that, and seeing that it is that, and we got black, which is a combination of all colors as well. I say the word they bring it to me is blackout. There's some things you're gonna have to black out. Okay, we black it on out. It's got to go. And white again brings the spirituality and shines some light on what things is here and what truly does have to go. We got the color pink here too, again, which is stepping into our bliss. And we got the color orange here, which is really good. That's sacred. So this orange has popped up several times. So if I was you, I really would try to work and do some cleansing of the sacral again area, because that's your manifestation and how you connect things. So you want to make sure that is clear. Some things, so we're jumping to the things, because I know, especially you being twin flame, and I have said that I am a twin flame channel. Remember that here, when you're talking about, especially when you want to say about love, there's some things that we were talking about, and we can look at this love on several levels. Love of self, love for other people, and love for the thing, that the passion that you actually want to go through. So the heart of the matter that's going on with you is understanding it's safe to love. Is it safe for me to love this person, place, or thing? And it's saying right now where we are, this energy is, again, is opening up your heart. Why? Because you really need to get a sense of what home is. Just like they say, what's home base? Where do I, like military and whomever, all of them, when they say about we returning back to home, that means that, again, we're going back to our safe place. We're going back to the origin. We're going back to the start, to the beginning, or where we really house ourselves, or where we actually stay. That is what we call home. This is here where we see in, now look in this card, there are two energies that are here too as well. And we got the divine masculine energies. And our divine masculine energies, we're going at it afoot. We're walking there. We're taking our time. We're looking at the landscape of what is truly what's helping us to understand what's safe. When we're talking about the feminine energy, she's on a horse. Horse means freedom. So she's riding her way through freedom, as we're saying in our divine feminine energies. Remember, we house both of them. And it's one of them we feel a little bit more safer than others. And so, again, or we feel a little bit, like you're saying, safer. But we operate much better, too, in it. Because that's the one that's like, yeah, that's my go-to. If I power up, if I'm going to do something, which one would I choose? Well, I feel more comfortable in my masculine. And sometimes it depends on the situation, too, as to which one we actually choose to go into to do a certain task, a certain project, or to really work our way through a certain spiritual situation, too, as well. We might say, well, I got to kind of make things shift around in the 3D. I'm going to shift this to let my inside know. The divine feminine energy knows this, because that's the purpose of the divine masculine energies. Is, again, it goes out there. It's the leader. It's the one that makes things shift and move in the 3D. The female energies, divine feminine, is, again, it's about sitting there. It's observing. It's about being, but then it also helps to kind of get that manifestation going, just like a birth and a baby. I got the dream, I got the idea, and so now it's for me to kind of sit with it, baby it, nurture it, and then we could be able to push that out into the world. So right now we're talking about pushing and birthing the idea of love. Right now it's telling you between both of them, this freedom, the feminine energies, the divine feminine energies, to me, say it's time to ride. The divine masculine energy say, I then came back and said, I've kind of looked at everything. I've seen how we can make things happen, and for it to actually come into manifestation into the 3D, and it's safe. This is what this energies is bringing in. We have also, the next thing is deception. Now, what we have to do is, in this, we have to have that talk, because, again, we got old ways, habits, things that want to kind of bring us back and drag us back into the old ways of doing things, which we have to stop. Because the feminine energies, if you're talking about, to me, and I look at this in distortion when it comes to the hearts of the matter, wants to mask the emotions, want to go back to, yeah, I see everything, but I'm kind of scared to show the real me and be vulnerable. The masculine energies kind of wants to go back to the other ways, which is focusing their attention on other people or things or places or whatever, instead of really in being engaged about the connection and bringing the two energies together, which is the feminine and the masculine energies together to create union. So this has got to be addressed. And this is why, again, there's some communications problems in being able to communicate that, because I'm feeling it going in my throat. So that, again, you've got to watch what are the words you're saying, not only to yourself, to others, or to the very thing that you want to speak into existence. So these two have got to come together in order to create this union, because this is why this energy is coming in now, of this feeling of saying we got to have feelings of home. What really truly resonates in my heart, because, again, like I said, the feeling is to be, the thing is, I ate and I left no crumbs. When we talk about leaving this world, to me, as far as you coming as your destiny, because I know what the ending card is as far as what your soul's journey is. You want to feel that you left here and you can say that I ate, baby. Trust and believe I did. And I left no crumbs. It was nothing, baby. It was nothing left. And so this is where we have here. So we have this. So that's why we got to release all this stuff that's stopping us from us being able to step into that energy and truly be that. So the next thing we're going to talk about the heart of the matter is engagement. So your life is descending to a higher level of commitment. And so it is. It's actually you, again, when we talk about sense of union, whether it's the person, the place, or the thing, you've got to really step up your game, okay, for you to really get into energies of you ate. Well, in order for you to eat, what you got to do, you have to actually bring your behind to the table, literally, and have that, get that meal together, have that plate, that fork, and everything to be able to receive it. That's just even you going to the restaurant and you're saying that the universe is the one that's going to help serve it. I put in an order. I knew what my intentions I put out there. I got myself together. I prepared. I put my clothes on. I'm ready to receive it. I bought the appetite. I got the passion for whatever it is that I've asked for. And I know, so now at this point, that you've got to, again, be engaged. Because sometimes, you know, I've had conversations with people. And it's just like, hello, are we having this interaction or what? That's what the universe is saying to some of us. It's like, okay, are we going to do this? Because, you know, I done came in several times with the order and you like, I ain't ready. You still in conversation, you know, and I have eaten at restaurants that have done that. So the thing is like, you've got to commit to this. In order for you to actually have this, you have to say that, yes, I am committed to this. And that's why they say you got to release some things. You got to release these fears. You got to release this not knowing that you're stronger than what you are. And you got to release these things that's stopping you to have this spiritual growth so you can prepare and be ready to receive this. Because right now what's happening in minds of heart, you feel it and you know it. There's a serious commitment on the line here. It's a serious commitment that's really getting ready to come to your table and to be served to you and say that, okay, now dinner is served. So, okay, let me stop. Okay, I left off on engagement. So, understand no wedding. So, you have to, sorry, I had a phone call. So, this situation involves marriage. And so, it's really saying a marriage of something of commitment. Now, could it be marriage for some of you all truly? Because it's family, it's Cancer season. It's about home and creating a home. Yes, that could be that well is too. But I think, again, it could be also a serious commitment with self and creating home also with that one. That deception, I forgot about this and wearing a mask and false self-mask being there, about it's chaos too, about that deception. So remember, again, I put that as a clarifier for that one, that you want freedom, because I see the zebra here, but you've got to, again, get off of this. Anytime you see a giraffe print, that means that you are playing yourself small. So you need to get rid of that to really reveal freedom. Although around you, everything around you, there's not enough information to help you to draw from that help you like markers to know where you are. That's why it's very important that you rely upon yourself, your intuition, your awareness, what things you experience and what you know, and your heart to truly let you know and guide you as to where you are and where you need to be. So in your divine masculine energies and your divine feminine energies, there are things in which this full moon, which can be bringing on this newness for some of you all, because you're going to move all that other stuff and create new chapters, is a project. So some of you all are working on some things. It's two things. Is you're working on something, and this is going to bring you in, this is going to help you, this newness, or opening up this new chapter of you releasing things. So some of you all, this releasing is going to be like a project. Some of you all, after your release, it's going to be a new project that's doing that. And then also project sounds like the word project, which is also going to project you forward. So keep that also in mind, that it's a lot of moving that's going to be happening because of this Cancerian moon here. Competitive. You got to watch it again. There's going to be some conflicting things, and I told you about that early in my opening when I talk about the Cancerian thing. That's one thing I know my mom had taught me about Cancers. The crab walks left, and then it walks right, and then it walks left to you like, okay, where are we going? I can't tell if I'm walking forward or am I, which way we going? We going over here or we going over there? So you have this kind of competitive, conflicting, I'm feeling like energies that might make you feel like you're tugging and warring and from one side to the other. That is where you got to know. One thing is because it could be from outside forces, people, and what you got to kind of release and say, okay, this has been competing quite some time. If this is what I said I'm going to anchor on and do this time, if I'm saying I'm separating myself or I'm having independence on things, then that's the route that I've got to go. And I got to stay and anchor in it, although all these other things are actually coming at me to make me kind of try to get me off course. That's something, again, you got to put a kibosh to, you got to end to it, and you got to kind of, again, squash that, because that is something that is not going to serve you any purpose as far as you going in the direction that you need to go. When you talk about your divine masculine energy, so remember, this is everything out there in the world, how you're going to go get about these things. So in your masculine energies, we have Saturn. Saturn is the one who is the teacher. However, it's a teacher with a purpose, but he don't play no games either. He's one of them, they call it like the 1950s dad. When I said it's no, it's a no. It's a one of them ones, got it by your dad too. I look down from the paper, the newspaper for 1 second. You ask me a question, can you go outside? My answer is no. And the newspaper goes back up and you're like, but I can't tell you why I want to go outside. You know, as soon as that newspaper go up, the conversation is over with and it's time for you to go exit the room. So this is the same thing. So again, through this Cancerian thing, it's going to bring a lot of lessons to you, and that lesson is going to help you to really truly understand again that, okay, I told you, you got to get rid of it. Go get rid of that. That's like you coming to that dad and saying, I told you this friend, you got to get rid of this person, place, thing, you got to get rid of it. I talked to you before about that. And so now it's like, case is closed, go get rid of them. Newspaper back up from the universe. I'm finished talking to you. And so it's like, okay. So now you got to go figure that out again. You know what your assignment, whatever it is that you got to get rid of and what you got to deal with. And now you got to go deal with it. Some of these things is this paranoia you're dealing with. You got to deal with that. The self-sabotaging ideas that you've been doing with it, you got to deal with that. This victory at all costs, like you, again, you let ego get you into places and you're just like, yeah, but you know, this is what I want. I don't give a damn what anybody else want or think about it, because this is what I want. You got to watch that. Saturn is saying you got to deal with that issue too. That's a problem. You got family issues too as well. Again, with the Cancerian, it's going to really truly show light. So that, and the Spirit wants me to bring it to you. There's not just families, like who are you connected? Your job could be also a family. So you got to watch that, because you hear people say, my family, this is the so-and-so family, this, you know, whatever like that. So you got to watch this. The BP family, you know, there's the gas family, whatever like that. So you have to watch who you're connecting with, because again, the universe and through the Saturn energy is now saying it's time for you to release and let it go. I said it, that's it. And now I am the dad going to go in there and kind of help you to release all of that, because you didn't understand what I said in my direction. So now I'm going to go and yank it right on out your hands. So this is it. Your identity crisis. Well, you're not being strong. You think you're being weak. You're having low self-esteem. Those things is now what Saturn is going to bring to you again. Is like, again, did we have this talk last week? Didn't I tell you to get to work on that? What do you want to be? Okay, if that's what you want to be, son, then go out there and be that football player, son. Or either the universe has told you, you are a football player. That is what you're going to play. That's what I'm going to pay for as far as your college tuition. I'm not playing for anything else, because I told you what you're supposed to do. So that's what, again, how the universe is going to play that role of Saturn to you too as well. I told you. So that's it. So look for a lot of things that you might have had in play that is not in alignment with your highest good. And again, the universe is to take that off the table and say, not today. So that's what you have to do with your divine masculine energies, is this is what you're dealing with. And then they say false identity, which is, again, you know, you're building yourself up, saying you're this. No, I'm just meant to be a teacher. That's all. That's it. You know, yeah, I could be a big whatever YouTube star, but I don't want to do that, because I know this is what it is. This is good. This is steady. This is safe. And the universe is going to come and yank that right on out and say, no, that's not what I told you to do. You're supposed to be this person. You're supposed to be that YouTube one. So, again, those are the things in which the Saturn, which is the dad or the universe, is going to come along and really kind of, again, pull and be that 50s dad, which is, I told you, go do it. No questions asked, no excuses, go. And so that's it. Now, in your divine feminine energies, we have shining star. So how you are, what you're observing, how you be, what you are in this universe. Understanding that the shining star is actually, you say, you will always stand out above the rest. I told you that this, where you going in this route, this is a road less traveled. This is not the one for the faint of heart. This is now the universe and the energies are putting you on a path or doing some things that, again, like I said, your family has not done, doing some things that you have, people around you in your circle never have been seen and done. And you really getting to the point of, it's a little too late, boo-boo, for you to be saying, I don't feel right doing this, because already before you came here, you was equipped to be, this is right for you to do. And so this is what you've got to kind of nestle yourself into. And the universe is, again, giving you this push to understand that, yes, all this stuff, this is me. Yes, this is you. This is actually home. This is really who you are. So you are a shining star. And so you're going to shine a little brighter. You're going to kind of work a little different. You're going to talk a little different. Everything is going to be different than maybe everybody else is not going to be able to understand that. But as long as you get you, that's the main point. And so this is where you are right now in your feminine energy. So it's really about getting into that driver's seat and really being able to understand that, hey, you know, maybe nobody gets this, my little Volkswagen Beetle with the little daisies on it. It's cute to me, and it's about, I put it up there with any Lexus or Cadillac that I have, because this is my go-to transportation. And understanding that, hey, that's everybody else, but this is it for me. This is what this is. So at the end of the day, what they want you to know with this energies is pushing us into understanding our soul's journey, which is purpose. And so I know what I am here to do. All this energy, understanding about this freedom that we had last month, understanding this, the solitude of being able to be by yourself, this road less traveled, knowing you're stronger than you what you are, knowing that in your heart and mind about what it is about relating to others and making these connections in your heart, that is safe to love, that you are now, it's time for you to get engaged, to let go of some of these deceptions that you had about yourself and the chaos and conflict that has been illusions that have caught your eye and your attention, but understanding that again, you've been playing yourself small. You do want freedom, and it's time for you to make this serious commitment. And the divine masculine energies that you got to deal with is, again, understand that you got a project that you're doing. You are the new project, because you're clearing out the releasing things. You are moving into a new project. That, again, you got to get rid of this competition of things being pulled from left and right in different directions, as well as you got to do all this listing of things I told you earlier, which I'm not going through again, about Saturn coming on along the universe and being tasked dad to saying, okay, that's enough of that. Now go back to do what I said I told you to do. With no excuses. Otherwise, you knew if you did not do what that 90s dad said, it wasn't going to be nice. They usually didn't have any other consequences. It was consequence A, and ain't let's talk about it, B or C. So you had the shining star and then your divine feminine energies, and that is where you are now moving into that understanding of releasing everything that's either physical, mental, emotional, socially, that's been weighing you down, to understand that now at this point you are the shining star and you're the only one that shines that way. And this stuff, what you're doing here, is now all leading you to your purpose. So knowing what you are, what you're supposed to be doing at this point, is all what this energy is bringing you from this gradual release. Because in order for you to step into your purpose, many of you all still have some things that you have got to release and let go. So this is the energies, that's what's going on, so that at the end of the day, what was the title of this video, is so that you can say, I ate and I left no crumbs. So at the end of the day, you done everything that you can, you released everything, and so you can say, I've accomplished everything that I had to, and there's nothing left there else for me to do, because I am the of it all. Okay. All right, then. Thank you so very much. As always, click like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I will be on here when guided as well. And so make sure you hit that notification button so you can be able to be on here when I'm on here next time. All right, then. As always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste and Namago. Love you. Until next time.